Now, law enforcement and the media were pushing this narrative that Rebecca Zahau and Max Shacknai's deaths were completely unrelated. Hey everyone, it's Lucky with Unfiltered Lucky. And today I want to talk a little bit about the Rebecca Zahau case and the details that drew me into this case. Now, this case is over 12 years old now, and law enforcement did come to a conclusion, and they did close the case. But in this series, I'm going to give you the details of this case, and you tell me what you think. Now, in this series, we're going to do a deep dive into this entire case. But today, I want to talk about Max Shacknai. I want to talk about the manner in which Max lost his life and the questions that surround his injuries, which set off a chain of events that defy logic. On July 11th of 2011, it was a normal day at the mansion owned by pharmaceutical mogul Jonah Shacknai. Now, there were only 3 people in the house that day. 32-year-old Rebecca Zahau, who was Jonah Shacknai's girlfriend. Now, there was Max Shacknai, who was 6 years old, and he was Jonah's son from a previous marriage from a woman named Dina Romano. And Zina Zahau was also in the house, who was Rebecca's sister who was visiting for the summer. Now, the mansion was called the Spreckles Mansion, and it was one of the grandest in Coronado, California. And if you're familiar with Coronado, California, that's where a lot of very, very wealthy elites live. So the Spreckles Mansion was 19,000 square feet. It was reported that this mansion had 27 bedrooms, but I double-checked that, and the Spreckles Mansion had 10 bedrooms. Rebecca was in a ground floor restroom when she heard a loud crash. So Rebecca ran out to find Max laying on the ground floor on the tile beneath the staircase. Now, Max was only 6 years old, and he had visible injuries, and his Razor scooter was laying across his leg as he lay on the tile beneath the stairs. Rebecca immediately called out for Zina, and Zina immediately called 911, as well as contacted Jonah, Max's dad. So while Zina was doing this, Rebecca began CPR on Max. Max was unresponsive and immediately taken to the hospital, where it was discovered that he had facial fractures as well as a spinal cord injury that was affecting his heart rate, and it was also affecting his breathing. So they also discovered when he got to the hospital that Max had suffered from cardiac arrest immediately after the fall. Now, Max was fighting for his life at Rady Children's Hospital in San Diego. Now, when law enforcement releases its statement about what they believe happened, it leaves a lot of people scratching their head because the chain of events really doesn't seem to make sense. So law enforcement believes that 6-year-old Max Shacknai was riding his scooter on the landing of the second level. Now, they believe that Max got enough speed going on his little Razor scooter on a very thick plush carpet that was upstairs and basically flew over the banister of the second level and flew out to the chandelier, in which he grabbed onto the chandelier to keep from falling, but he swung all the way across the foyer to a second banister, the lower banister, where he struck his back and then somehow bounced back out to the center of the entryway. So basically, they believe that he got going so fast on his little razor scooter on this plush, thick carpeting and basically ejected himself over the banister on the second level. Now, Max is only 6 years old, but somehow they believe that he cleared this banister and was able to grab onto the chandelier, which swung across the entryway, and he fell to the lower railing of the banister on his back, where he sustained his spinal cord injury, and then he bounced forward to the middle of the entryway to the tile floor. Now, his scooter would have also had to go with him because his scooter was found laying across his leg. So if his scooter would have fallen from the banister upstairs, where Max allegedly flew over the banister to the chandelier, it seems as though that scooter would have just fallen straight down into the entryway. But it didn't. Somehow, it went with Max and managed to end up on top of Max's leg. Now, we're going to do a detailed dive into Max's injuries as well as in the manner in which this accident happened. Now, we're also going to do a deep dive into Rebecca's injuries and the manner in which Rebecca lost her life, because Rebecca lost her life only 2 days after Max's accident. So Max's accident falling from the stairs set off a chain of events that it's a head scratcher. There's a lot of twists and turns in these crimes. And I do believe that they were crimes. And I'm going to explain why I believe that this wasn't an accident. And I do not believe that Rebecca Zahau took her own life. And once I start talking about the injuries and start talking about the details of how Rebecca was found, I think you all will be scratching your heads because there's a lot of mystery that surrounds this case. The manner in which Max and Rebecca lost their lives just 2 days apart, and the injuries. They're very strange. Stay tuned for my next video in this series where we're going to discuss the manner in which Rebecca Zahau lost her life. This is where things get really strange. So you're definitely going to want to watch that. And also, I'm going to be talking tomorrow, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the Idaho 4 case. And we're going to talk about a possible theory about why law enforcement was not contacted for almost 8 hours. So stay tuned and please like and please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.